Uh, Let us start with the level 2 part of this brainstem explanation. Already we have understood about a little bit basics about brainstem. Then we are going to little bit deep inside the brainstem. Level 2. I would call this as a level 2. Later in level 3 we are going to discuss about some internal structures. So here in the level 2 we are going to understand the concept. Already we understood about what are there in the cross section part of the brainstem in general. Now we are going to study particularly about those structure which is crossing through the medulla oblongata, right? So after that we are going to study in level 3 about the cross sectional part. So when we come to the medulla oblongata and its study, it is very much necessary to understand about the tracks of the spinal cord and the general arrangement of the brainstem, without which it is very difficult to understand about the internal structure. We may understand the external features of the medulla oblongata, but it's very difficult to understand the internal components of medulla oblongata. Let us try to understand the medulla oblongata. So, what is actually the medulla? It's also called as a medulla oblongata or medulla or bulb of the brainstem, all are same. Okay. In the brainstem, we have, this is a midbrain and this is a pons and this is cerebellum, right? And this is our medulla, right? This is our medulla oblongata, or it is also called as medulla. When we come to the part of medulla, so medulla is actually the caudal part of the hindbrain. So when we come across this part of a brainstem or a hindbrain, see we have two things here, the hindbrain and brainstem, right? So brainstem includes medulla, midbrain, pons and medulla oblongata. When it comes to the hindbrain, there are the medulla oblongata, pons and cerebellum together will form the hindbrain or rhombencephalon part. Let us understand its gross external feature and its anatomy, and then we will understand about what are there inside the medulla. Now we will see about its extent. From where to where the medulla oblongata is extended, right? So medulla oblongata, as already we know that the medulla oblongata, below it extends to the spinal cord, above it extends towards the pons, right? Behind it has cerebellum, right? And from where to where it present? From this one, it is a ponto medullary sulcus. Okay, from the ponto medullary sulcus to the lower part of the decussation. Okay, this is a pyramidal decussation. Okay, and actually the first cervical vertebrae is a C1 vertebrae. The upper border of the C1 vertebrae. See, it's a medulla oblongata at the central fissure. In the central fissure we have a pyramidal decussation. At the lower level of the pyramidal decussation, usually C1 atlas vertebra will come, or thoracic cervical first vertebrae will come at that level. Okay, and it is above it is a pons. It is a pontomedullary sulcus to the upper border of C1 it extends, and its length is about 3 centimeters. Okay, its length is about 3 centimeters and its width is about 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters width and 3 centimeter height of the medulla will be there. Okay, and medulla is divided into two parts because of its cavity present inside. Okay, on the basis of the cavity, the medulla is divided into two parts. See, medulla has, it's just a continuation of the spinal cord, and spinal cord centrally there is a central canal. This central canal is going to open in between the medulla and the pons, right? So the medulla lower part is closed part where the central canal is there. When it comes upwards, the central canal is opened. So we divide the medulla into two parts by the cavity inside, the lower closed part, upper open part. Okay, so actually upper open part is a lowermost part of the fourth ventricle. Upper part of the fourth ventricle is still there in the pons part, right? So medulla oblongata has lower closed part and upper open part according to the opening inside the medulla, right? So this is about the parts of the medulla oblongata. Now we'll see about the appearance. What are the external features of the medulla oblongata? Before coming to the external features of the medulla oblongata, so one thing we need to understand that it is actually the continuation of the spinal cord. And what are the features of the spinal cord are there? Same are there in the medulla oblongata, but upper part of the medulla oblongata, it is little bit different. Okay, just somewhat modified parts are there in the upper part of the medulla, but in the lower part of the medulla is just almost same like a spinal cord. So what are the features of spinal cord? Already we know that spinal cord has central grey and peripheral white matter. We are not concerned much about it now. External parts. See, anteriorly we have anterior median fissure, and posteriorly we have posterior median sulcus, right? And we have the lateral side, small sulcuses are there, isn't it? So this is the anterolateral sulcus and this is a posterolateral sulcus, right? So the same thing of the spinal cord when it comes to the medulla oblongata, little bit diversion will be there because of the spinal central canal of the spinal cord is going to dorsally and it's going to get opened in the upper part of the medulla, but in the lower part it is still intact. Okay, so what is the parts of the spinal cord which will become the parts of the medulla oblongata? See, anteriorly if you see there is a anterior median fissure will be there, so there will be anterior median fissure will be there. on drawing anterior view. Okay, and we have this, the area between anterior median fissure and the anterolateral fissure, this part actually it has some fibers in it in the upper part which are called as a descending fibers, are called as a corticospinal fibers are there. Because of that, the upper part of this area, the area of this which are the medial side of anterior median fissure will become little bit elevated. Okay, on either side of this is an anterior medial fissure. Okay, on both sides there is a elevation is there, and that elevation is due to the presence of the descending tracts inside it. Okay, it presents a descending tracts inside which are the corticospinal tracts. Okay, corticospinal tracts are there. Because of that there is a bulge over is there, and this part of the medulla oblongata is called as a pyramid. What it is called as? Pyramid. Okay, it is called as pyramid, right? So this, the corticospinal tract which are there inside, actually they are going to cross over. Okay, they are going to cross over in the lower part of the medulla oblongata. Due to this crossover inside, the lower part of the medulla oblongata will have diminished anterior sulcus. Anterior sulcus is not conspicuous, and it is called as a pyramidal decussation. That's called as pyramidal decussation. So one thing is a pyramid on either side of the anterior median fissure, and due to presence of a pyramidal tracts inside it, and those pyramidal tracts are going to get crossover in the lower part of the medulla oblongata. Due to that, the anterior median fissure will be diminished or not conspicuous on the lower part of the medulla oblongata, and that part is called as a pyramidal decussation. Okay. So I will remove these things now to understand the next part. Okay. Right. So what is there here? This is a place where this anterolateral sulcus and posterior lateral sulcus are there. Okay, I am speaking about this space here in the medulla oblongata, right? This is the anterolateral sulcus, this is the anteromedial fissure. And here, till here is a posterior lateral sulcus of this one, right? So in this area, what actually in the upper part of the medulla inside there is a nucleus which is present inside. Okay, inside a nucleus is there which is called as a olivary nucleus. Okay, this is called as a olivary nucleus, inferior olivary nucleus. Due to that presence of that olivary nucleus on the upper part of the medulla oblongata, the surface is little bit elevated like this. Okay, on the both side surfaces are elevated. Okay, and this elevated surface, elevated bulge is called as a olive. It's called as olive, right? So this is a pyramid, this is a olive, and this is a pyramidal decussation. Okay, this much we can see on the anterior surface. What are we can see? The pyramid we'll see, and we'll see about the pyramidal decussation, and on the lateral side, olives we will see. And you will know in what places they present. Between the anterior medial fissure to anterior lateral sulcus, there is an upper part of the medulla, there is an elevation called as a pyramid. From anterior lateral sulcus to the posterior lateral sulcus of this area of the spinal cord, it is little bit elevated due to presence of olivary nucleus inside, and the bulge in the shape of olive is called as a olive. Right? Right. Now this is about the anterior side, and this is a medulla. Right? Now we will complete our portion here. Right? This is about anterior view. Right? If you go on the posterior side, okay, we will see again what is there in the posterior side. This is a posterior medial sulcus and the posterior lateral sulcus. So this is a posterior lateral sulcus here, and there is a posterior medial sulcus should come here. So this is actually the ventral white column. The fibers or tract which present will become more conspicuous as it comes towards the medulla oblongata. So what it has? It has actually two components, right? We have two components. One is here and another one is here. So, right. So here, this is actually the fasciculus gracilis. Okay, and this is the fasciculus cuneatus, okay, which carry the sensation of the general somatic sensation, which are very much needed area like vibration to touch, discrimination, temperature and all. Those are carrying and forming the channel or a column on the posterior side of the spinal cord, right? They are going to form the tract on the posterior side. The same posterior tract, as it comes towards the medulla oblongata, they are going to end on the tubercle. They are going to end here. The fibers which are going to carry through these tracts, they are going to end up here. For example, this is a neuron which is carrying here sensation, which is coming here, it's going to end here. Okay, and when it ends, the second order neuron is going to carry its sensation, second order neuron to the thalamus, right? So the junction, the nucleus related with this fasciculus gracilis and the cuneatus are present here in the upper part of the medulla, right? And those are, for example, these are the gracilis tubercles. Okay, this is a gracilis tubercle. This is a gracilis tubercle. Okay, and this is a cuneatus tubercle. Okay, and the black what I use is for the cuneate tubercle. Okay, this is cuneate tubercle. Okay, cuneate tubercle, and this is gracilis tubercle, which come on posterior side, right? So we'll cover up this one, right? Okay. So on either side what we have? We have, as we already know, isn't it? The cerebellum. The cerebellum is having the brainstem connected with the inferior cerebellar peduncle, and the pons is going to connect with the cerebellum with the middle cerebellar peduncle, and the midbrain is going to connect with the cerebellum with the superior cerebellar peduncle. Here, this is the inferior cerebellar peduncle will come here, right? So this is actually on the posterior side. If you see this one, so we understood about what is a fasciculus cuneatus and what is fasciculus gracilis. If you see on the posterior side, okay, this is a spinal cord, and in the spinal cord we have posterior medial sulcus, isn't it? And this area, what is there? The fasciculus. This is a fasciculus gracilis and this is a fasciculus cuneatus. Tracts are there. Okay. Due to the fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus, these are the tracts are there, and their sulcus will present on the part here. Okay. So this represent fasciculus gracilis, these two, and these two represent fasciculus cuneatus. And as we know that the medulla is going to open up in the upper part. Okay, as it upper part it's open up, and the other half is there in the pons, and the rhomboid fossa from the posterior side where we see is the fourth ventricle, and this fasciculus gracilis is going to end up in a tubercle here, right? And fasciculus cuneatus is also going to end up in a tubercle here. Okay, and this is a fasciculus gracilis, this is a fasciculus cuneatus, and the ending part is representing the nucleus of the cuneatus and the gracilis. So this is a nucleus for gracilis tract, and this is a nucleus for cuneatus tract inside. Right? Due to these nucleus, outside there is an elevation is going to produce, and that elevation is called as a gracilis tubercle and the cuneatus tubercle. Okay, and this elevation is called as gracilis tubercle and cuneatus tubercle. Understood? And the open part is going to join at this place. Okay, and this V shape at this junction, and this junction is called as the obex. This is called as obex. Okay, so these are the features on the anterior side, and on the posterior side we will see on the medulla. Once again, we will recall about the attachment of the cranial nerves on the brainstem. So this is a third cranial nerve and this is a fourth cranial nerve, fifth cranial nerve. Sixth is going to arise here, seventh here and eighth here. Okay, 6, 7 and 8 cranial nerve. The three nerves here, the 9th, 10th and 11th cranial nerves are going to attach. And another one between the pons and olives, small rootlets are going to form the 12th cranial nerve. Right? The cranial nerve attachment with the medulla oblongata. So between the pons and the olive, there is a 12th cranial nerve. Then between the olivopeduncular sulcus, between the olive and the inferior cerebellar peduncle, we have 9th and 10th, and below to that there is a 11th cranial nerve are there. Okay, already we have discussed about it. I am not going in detail about that.